So some things have changed. There was a lot of things that have happened that I, of course, didn't film. The car's changed quite a bit, or at least there's one big thing that did change. 2 weekends ago, I got to spend the time to finally lay down my decals for this year. I didn't get to film it because we were on a bit of a time crunch, and I didn't get to make a video the weekend after because I was actually in LA for a wedding. So this weekend I finally get to work on the car again and get to do the decals on the opposite side because I only have it done on the driver's side, so now it's time to do the passenger side. So we're doing that tonight. But also I have quite a few other things I need to do because I have a deadline. March 4th is Drift Day 3 in St. Louis. So Drift Day is probably the craziest drift event of the year in St. Louis nowadays. Last year we only had 2 of them. This is going to be our 3rd, and it's going to be crazy because it's not going to be like Midnight Madness where it's a super tiny track, or it's not going to be on the road course where if you don't have the power, you're not going to have as much fun. This is like a ride in between where it's a big track, but pretty much anybody can power through it. So there's going to be a lot of tandems, a lot of craziness, and a lot of fun things happening, and I have to get my car ready for that day, which is in 7 days. So I have 7 days to get this thing ready for this drift event, and I have a lot of things I need to do. So the plan for today: get the decals finished on the opposite side. My radiator leaks, bought another one, so I need to swap the old radiator out for the new one, and then I need to figure out this misfire. So far when it comes to the misfire, I think that it's one of the igniters, because it might be running on 4 cylinders right now. I'm not entirely sure. But I actually, the day I got back from LA, got a 1UZ for free. Buddy of mine had one, didn't want it, needed it gone. Apparently it ran, but it has a lot of parts on it that I needed, so I took it. So I have igniters and fuel rails, fuel injectors, literally everything that I can sit here and trial and error and figure out what my issue is. So I guess I should probably explain these decals because it's a little bit different.
Yeah, so this whole situation. So I guess I should explain. So there is a community where they own cars known as itasha cars, or itasha, kind of depends on how you want to pronounce it.
Pretty much what itasha, itasha, whatever means is, it's kind of a rough translation to eyesore. Kind of means an eyesore, which pretty much explains that if you're not into the whole anime Japanese thing, the car's going to be an eyesore to you. It looks ugly. If you don't like it, you don't want to see it. But to the people that are into the whole anime community, this is our way of expressing either our favorite show or our favorite characters or just what we really like, and we like it so much we want to express it on our cars. Who I have on the side of my car, which it's going to be a little bit hard to explain and pronounce, is from a show called, the short name of the show, for the sake of it being a lot less weird, is Hineko. And the characters on the side of the show is, I'm going to try my best to pronounce this, they have really odd names, is Azuki and Tsukakashi. She has a very weird name to pronounce. But I got into the show a while back and I keep rewatching it. It's just one of my favorite shows, and so since I like the show and I like the 2 characters so much, I found somebody that was able to print the girls out to lay on the side of my car. Now the stripes are actually die cuts that my buddy made for me, and he's the one that's laying it all down. I'm not really doing anything. I'm trying to help, but I don't know what I'm doing. So he's going to be coming back down today to do the opposite side. And I think the car is going to look rad. The driver's side of the car I already think looks fucking awesome. But I'm sorry if you guys don't like it, if you're not into this whole thing, but I think it's fucking awesome, and I'm super happy that I did it. And also, another fun thing I get to do is I get to put all my stickers on the car. There's another community full of people that are into normally anime-related stickers known as like slap stickers, box stickers, or die cuts of like anime characters, or pretty much anything involving cars, anime, whatever. And there's a whole bunch of people that make these like one-off, most of the time, stickers, and people buy them and mostly collect them, but I like to put them on my car. I have some on the car right now from over a year ago when I first started buying these stickers, but when I put the car down about a year ago, I didn't put any more on there. I just started collecting these stickers. So I have like 30 of these things I need to put on the car before March 4th, and I think I'm gonna get it done today. But I guess I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. So this is kind of what I mean. These are box stickers to where they're pretty much like if you saw like old school Japanese team, like drift team stickers, they kind of took that idea and then mixed it with anime or whatever. And they're starting to become like a collector's kind of thing because they'll be like people buy them because they really like the show, or they'll say something really funny like One Clutch Man instead of One Punch Man. And there's a lot of drift teams that make these stickers like Break Shift. And then there's stuff like peeking stickers of specific characters or whatever. But I know a lot of you guys really don't care about the whole sticker, anime, whatever thing. But for the few that maybe do like it, I hope you enjoy watching me put these stickers on. But I guess the first thing that I should probably do is drain the coolant and get this radiator out and get the new one in. So I guess we could dive right into that.
So I totally did not realize that the mounting points on the S14 radiator are different than S13's, because the S13 top mount mounts right about there, but the nipple's over here, and it doesn't fit if I try to like fit it over here or anything. So I might actually have to manage a zip tie to hold this in for now until I can make some brackets, which sucks. I was hoping not to do that, but looks like I'm gonna have to. All right, I finally got everything back together. Fans plugged up, both hoses put back on, swapped the overflow over. I had to zip tie these, like I said, but they hold. Radiator sits in place pretty well, so I think it's about time for some fluid and see what happens. Hopefully this thing doesn't leak anywhere like the other one did.
Radiator's in. I think the next thing I'm going to do is take my intake pipe off, because I flashed a light into it and I found some pinholes in it in the welds. So I'm going to grind down all the welds and find the pinholes, circle them, spot weld right there, double check again, grind it, and I might paint it if I can find some paint. So see how that goes. So sorry for it not being very well lit. I kind of had to make my own workbench since mine's kind of being used right now. But the issue is, this is a part of my intake after the MAF, and when you turn a light on inside of it, this is going to be hard to see, so work with me here. Right there, and a few other small areas, which I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, there's pinholes in the welds, and that will cause air to get into the engine after the MAF, so the MAF doesn't know about it, so more air, engine gets confused, air-fuel ratios go off. So I'm going to grind down these welds and attempt to patch a couple of those little tiny spots and see what I can do. So got my gloves and safety glasses and see what I can get done. Gonna see my welding skills. I didn't grind this down too much. I didn't want to make it super flush or anything because I was scared to make even more holes. But spots like here where that big ass nipple is, spots like there where it looks like shit, and right there where it looks like shit is where I filled the pinholes. I'm really not too worried about how it looks. I'm gonna get this pipe remade. I just need it to work for next weekend. And now I am actually working on swapping a coil pack over, because the one that was in the car I knew the clip broke on it. I didn't know how bad it actually was until I actually got to look at it. If you're able to see, that one pin on the right side is completely knocked over, and the clip was just jammed in there and shattered everywhere, so who knows if it was even making a connection. But that spare motor I had another coil pack that is not all jammed and fucked up. I'm swapping over the pigtail for it. So here's the clip for the new one. I'm about to crimp it onto the other side of the harness from the car, and then I should be able to fire the car up once I put everything back together, and hopefully this is the fix to my misfire. I think the next thing that I'm going to do is try to install this fire extinguisher, because they made it a new rule this year that to do tandems, you have to have a fire extinguisher, which, awesome. Every car should have a fire extinguisher if they're drifting. It's a safety thing. It's super cheap. It's not that big of a deal. And if I get that installed, I think I might start laying on some of my slap stickers. So this day I've been waiting for a very long time to put all these stickers on, and I'm really excited. So let's try to find a place to mount this fire extinguisher. After looking at a few different places that I could mount this fire extinguisher, I was thinking that I was going to want to put it by my feet, but then I realized that is really hard to reach if my harnesses are on and super tight. And same goes for putting it on the passenger side anywhere. So I think I found the perfect spot. Right here, because when I'm sitting in the bucket seat, I can easily reach my arm back, pop the latch, and pull it right off and bring it right into my lap. So I'm thinking right here is the perfect spot, not in the way of anything, easy to get to. So got some self-tapping screws. I'm gonna get this thing mounted in here. All right, and it is mounted. So I can easily be able to reach back and grab it just like this. And I just had about a 20-minute argument with my dad about him saying, if I were to break my right arm, if I were to get in a car wreck and the car catches on fire, then I'm fucked. Well, now that I think about it, there's no other places that I can mount this that I can reach it with both hands. So I guess that's something to put in mind if you're going to be mounting a fire extinguisher, is trying to find a good place to mount it where you can get it with both hands if it were to need be, or make it reachable for the passenger. So this is the best thing I can think of. If I think of something better, it's 2 bolts. Who cares? Gonna be trying to get the rest of the decals finished up tonight by my buddy Kyle. And while he's doing that, I get to figure out where the fuck to put all of these stickers. Been collecting for a year or so now, and gotta find somewhere to put them, but I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to see out of this back window by the time I'm done here. So I'll start getting stuff laid out and let you guys know what's going on afterwards. Alright, it has been quite a few hours now, and so far this is what this side's looking like. It's gonna come out pretty sweet. And then threw some new stickers on there, threw a sticker right there. Still have a bunch of stickers that I don't know what to do with. But this is how the box slat is looking so far. The thing that pisses me off about this the most is all these would have been even for the most part and perfect looking, kind of. But I laid this villain sticker down, accidentally put a gap in it, and then that threw off every other sticker after that. So now everything looks kind of fucky, but I guess I'm just going to end up covering the entire back window. I guess I don't need to see. And then threw my own Odero peaking sticker on there, Never Content, my Weeb Boy sticker. And then threw a couple more stickers on the bucket seat, but you don't need to see those. Those are not very appropriate. And I have a perfect sticker for every time I look in the engine bay of this thing. But that's how it's been so far. It's been a long and rough night outside of car stuff. But on a plus side, the side's done, finally. The decals are finally finished. With that done, that's going to be it for today's video. I just wanted to show you guys that a lot of cool things are happening and try to explain this catastrophe of weeaboo bullshit that's going on with the car. So hopefully everything with March 4th works out like it's supposed to. I'm done for the night. I'm going home. Guess I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully drifting on March 4th.